Hey everyone, it's FinalRound and my name is Jordan. I hope you're having a great day. We're going to jump right into these picks and then go over what happened for yesterday's picks for what I know of. Right now, there are not many lines out. If you don't know, I filmed the night before because I work a full-time job. So I have limited lines, so I do the best I can with the lines that I see, and then I'll give good matchups that I see for the day. And then when those lines come out, you can compare them to the matchup and make a decision on if you like it or not. So videos like this have been very helpful for people in the past, but for the lines that you do see, I'll have an image that comes up on the screen. That'll be from a data app called Outlier. There'll be a link in the description that'll give you a 7-day free trial for Outlier. And I want to talk about the teams that are on a back-to-back. The Bulls will be on a back-to-back at home against the fresh Clippers. The Blazers will be at home against the fresh Knicks. And then the Mavs will be on the road against the fresh Thunder. And before I get into these picks, I want to talk about some of these first quarter plays that my Discord has fallen in love with, some plays that I've picked over the past, and they have pretty high hit rates. So people just keep taking them and parlaying them together, and they keep winning. Kelly Olynyk over 3.5 first quarter points. He hit today. Wendell Carter Jr. 3.5 first quarter points. He hit today. Very high hit rate. Gary Harris over 2.5. He hit. Dosunmu over 3.5 he hit, and then Cade over 5.5 he hit as well. Very high hit rates, so don't sleep on those first quarter props with the high hit rates. They actually do have some pretty good payouts. But some of the picks that I have with the lines, the first one's gonna be Kyle Kuzma over 23.5 points at -120. He's going up against the Rockets, and the Rockets actually give up the 8th most points to the power forward position. Sengun is injured. Jabari Smith Jr. is going to move down to the center position. And Kyle Kuzma has been scoring very well as of late. I know a lot of people have him on their ban list, but he's actually not a bad scorer. So he's gone over this in 7 out of the last 9 games and in 1 game against the Rockets this year. He had 33 points against them, and that was at Houston on the road on January 25th. And then the second pick is going to be Jabari Smith Jr. I feel like they put his points and his rebounds lines very high up, and for good reason, because it is the Wizards. But I do like his blocks plus steals at 1.5. This is -145, so something good for like a parlay. He's gone over this in 8 out of the last 10 games, so pretty high hit rate here. He should get more playing time with Sengun out. And the Wizards give up the 6th most blocks to the center position and the 2nd least steals to the center position. So he mainly gets blocks, and then he'll get a steal every now and then. And then my third pick, this one's for me. So if for all my OGs who watched this channel all last year, Dillon Brooks fed families with his under, and his lines, because he's playing the Wizards, which is a good matchup for pretty much anyone, his lines are juiced up pretty high. And I mean, the line's not high like in general for regular players, but I'm going with the under 17.5 points plus rebounds. This is at -105. The over is at -120. This one's for me. He's gone under in 10 straight games in 75% of the last 20 games. I understand he is going up against the Wizards, but he is back to his prime form that he was at last year, shooting 36% from the field on 8 attempts and 27% from the field from 3. So I understand if Dillon Brooks under makes you scared. I'm just doing it because I haven't taken his under all year long, and I feel like now's the time after hitting 10 straight unders. So if you guys could, please like the video, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? You can just say anything, and it helps YouTube get this video out there for more people to see. And thank you to the people who do comment. So these next ones are gonna be matchups. The slate's not that big, so there's not many games to choose from. But this first matchup is gonna be Drew Holiday against the Suns. The Suns give up the 5th most points to the point guard position and the 3rd most 3-pointers made. He's averaging 11 points over the last 10 games, so nothing crazy. So if his line is too high, I'd stay away from it. but he's been making around 2 3-pointers a game over the last 10 games. And he did just play against the Suns on March 9th, and he had 15 points and 3 3-pointers made. I believe his 3-pointers line is normally at 1.5, so I don't think that's a bad bet if that's where that comes out at. In this next really good matchup is Giannis rebounds. The Sixers give up the most rebounds to the power forward position. He's averaging 10.5 over the last 10 games. And in 2 games this year against the Sixers, one was very recent. He had 12 rebounds in each of those games. So I imagine his rebounds line is going to come out around 10.5. And I think it's a good bet. You can take a look at points and assists, see if you want to add that in there. But rebounds is the best matchup for him possible. And then the next matchup is going to be Tyrese Maxey against the Bucks on the other side of things. So Kyle Lowry has moved to the point guard position, and Tyrese Maxey is now the shooting guard. And the Bucks give up the 12th most points to the shooting guard position, the 2nd most rebounds, and the 7th most assists to the shooting guard position. So took a look at his last 10 games. He's averaging 27 points, 5.5 assists, and 5 rebounds. So you could say rebounds and assist is around 10, 5 plus 5. And then his 2 games against the Bucks this year, he's averaging 27.5 points, so almost the same average, 7.5 assists and 3.5 rebounds against them. So rebounds and assists there is around 10. So if his rebounds and assist line is somewhere like 8.5, I think that's a good play, or even 9.5, with them giving up the 2nd most rebounds, 7th most assists. And then you can throw points in there depending on where they put that at. If it's too high, if it's like 30, if it's like 29.5 or 30.5, I'd stay away from that. But definitely keep an eye out for rebounds or assists and where they put those at. And before I get into this last pick, I want to shout out my partners, Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, ParlayPlay, and ChalkBoard. Use promo code FinalRound11 on any of these. I'll match your first deposit up to $100, and Sleeper will do it up to $500. There'll be links in the description that'll take you straight there with the promo codes, and thank you to anyone who uses those. In this last pick, this guy's done great for us on this channel. It's Dosunmu against the Clippers. Clippers give up the 6th most points to the shooting guard position and the 12th most 3-pointers made. He's averaging 14.3 points over the last 10 games, and he's making 2 3-pointers a game over the last 10 games, where his normal line is at 1.5. So I think that's a good line if it still stays there, which it should. 1 game versus the Clippers this year, he had 13 points. I believe his line was at 13.5, and he hooked. But he made 3 3-pointers. So definitely keep an eye out for that 3 points line. Like I said earlier, his first quarter points is normally at 3.5 with pretty good odds. We'll see where they put the odds at for that one with a good payout. He usually gets 2 baskets in the first quarter, and this is a high hit rate. So keep an eye out for that one. And if you'd like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. The link is in the description. Conversation going on all day long about basketball, about soccer, all kinds of things. Speaking of soccer, my guy, Maikito, if you haven't checked out his channel, he's doing great over there, making a lot of people a lot of money. I told him I wasn't going to shout out his channel more, and I wanted him to grow more organically, but he's just been doing so well that I have to give him a shout out again. So check out his channel. And if you do well with these and you feel like giving back, I have a Cash App and a Venmo in the description. You can donate back to the channel. And thank you to the people who do donate. And as for the picks from yesterday, as I know of, some games are still going on. Cade Cunningham got 9 rebounds and assists. He didn't play the last 15 minutes of the game. The Detroit Pistons ended up with like a 10-point lead, and I guess they felt they were safe with that, and he didn't play the entire 4th quarter and near the end of the 3rd quarter. So I don't know what that was up with that. He was getting close to his points line. He was getting close to a lot of stuff, and they just did not play him in the 4th quarter, which is surprising. I did say in that video, I think them at -2 is a good bet, and they did hit that, their spread. They finally won a game. And I also did mention Kelly Olynyk, 3.5 first quarter points. Since Jakob Poeltl's been out, he's been hitting that, and he hit that very easily. Scored a ton of points in the first quarter. And then Fontecchio, he got the start with Thompson out, and he ended up with like around 13 points. I don't know where his line came out at. He's like 13 points and 4 rebounds. So I bet his line was higher than that. So I don't think he went over that. And then Podziemski, last I saw, the game was at halftime. He's playing very well for rebounds and assists. I'm sure he's going to hit his line. Luka Doncic, triple-double. So threw it out there because he had 7 straight. He had like 1 or 2 rebounds at halftime was what I saw. I'm not sure if he pulls that off, getting like 8 or 9 rebounds in the second half. He's definitely capable of doing it. So we'll see with that. Jonathan Kuminga, I threw that out there. First quarter assist at -106. He got that done pretty easily. And then PJ Washington, over 1.5 blocks plus steals at -120. He got that done in like the first half of the first quarter. He got that done. And then Trey Murphy, points, last I saw, he was getting close to where his points line was at like 14.5, but it was a blowout for Cleveland, so I'm not sure where he finished. And then De'Aaron Fox hasn't played, DeAndre Ayton hasn't played, and then Brandon Miller, points, he definitely went under. He was very passive. But it happens. So still a lot to be determined, but still some pretty good hits on the day. I wish I had more lines out to find this cool stuff like blocks plus steals, the 1 assist in the first quarter for Kuminga. Like that stuff it's out there, but it's just like hiding, and they're pretty good props, pretty good hit rates, and good matchups for them. So if I didn't have a full-time job, I would be looking all day for that kind of stuff. So I wish I could pull that off for you guys, but it just is what it is. So I'm gonna get this edited and get it out to you guys. God bless you all. It's Final Round. My name is Jordan. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.